Peace, peace, family.
Peace, peace.
Welcome to the Face of Black Love. It is our second episode. So this is, I can see it's actually, oh no, it's not. Okay, I'm tripping. I haven't learned YouTube just yet. So we're going to be really quickly because we have to jump on with Tanya Poole to teach us sacral chakra workshop. But right now, I'm sitting here with my husband. This is CK.
Peace, peace.
I'm CQ.
My wonderful wife.
welcome to the Face of Black Love. So today's topic is about marriage material. Before I was married, that used to cause some type of anxiety inside of me because I used to think like, what do you mean marriage material? It just had a negative connotation to me. But as CK and I have been talking and discussing for the last few weeks, the word marriage material keeps coming up. So I guess I have to put it out there. Question is, are you marriage material?
Yeah.
What is marriage material? What does it mean for someone to be marriage material? And first of all, we would like to say that if you think that our raw truth or we're being self-righteous or you're not going to be able to handle the information that is disseminated in these videos, please only continue to follow us on Facebook. Continue to shop. We don't want that to deter you from getting the healing tools that you need in the form of jewelry. But here is more of our personal views, how we feel based upon our own experiences. So,
Yeah, see, we are Copper Vibrations. We make this stuff for those who don't know. And for those who do know, peace, peace. And y'all say that our shows is something to watch. So this is more our views, and this is not about our business. So we might do things and say things that might affect our business on this particular page, and we're cool with it. But if you don't want to hear or whatever, if you just want to deal with a straight business, then don't be on this page, which is cool with us, because we trying to keep the world separate. You got to have different worlds, and you got to manage them.
You got to build your universe and manage your different planets appropriately.
But marriage material, that is somebody that you could marry. That's something that you could work with. Like you like, I could work with that. I know y'all women be seeing men and be like, I could work with that. And then there's some things you see, but like I can't deal with that. What that means is that's not marriage material. And you see something in a person doing certain things, acting a certain way, and you just start shaking your head.
Did you think you were marriage material when we got married? Why do you think you were marriage material?
Because I'm CK.
He's silly.
Because I'm a good man. And I strive to be a good man. You know, I don't wild out. I don't beat up females. I know I'm naming a whole bunch of negative things, but those negative things,
you think someone could not wild out and not beat up females and still not be marriage material?
I'm not a cheater. I try to pay everything if as long as my finances is right. Like I try to be a real man. Is whatever that means. I really try to take care the best I can, and like I really believe that I'm the material.
So a good man, and one word characteristics: faithful, provider, protector.
Of course.
What else does a man need to have? Is that enough? Is that enough to build a good marriage?
You also got to have the mental for marriage. Marriage comes with so much that you mentally need to be strong enough for marriage. And if a person's mentally not there, then they're not marriage material. Like we watch other shows and people talk like it was a couple, they married now, but he talked about how that was his high school sweetheart and he wasn't ready. He didn't wanna settle down with her at that moment. He wanted to go and see the world and do things. So therefore he wasn't marriage material at that moment. But they did end up getting married, so I guess he matured into that material where they could be married. And but you have to, you have to know, like, have a list of things that you want, and also you have to meet other people's lists. You have to become something that somebody wants to marry, male or female.
I think for me, for most of my life, I did not want to become married. I did not have healthy views of marriage as a child. So for me, coming up, marriage was about divorce, and marriage was about separation or struggle, or somehow I was going to be chained or bonded. I don't know. It represented bondage to me for some sort of reason. So I thought I would lose a sense of my independence, a sense of my freedom, to be exactly who I was. So one of the things that I stated very on in the beginning of our marriage is I want to be free.
and because she said that, when I quizzed her before I even dated her, and we only dated for like 3 weeks. But I asked her some questions. I wanted to understand this. Like, hold up, what do you want? I want to be married before the year's up. Who you?
Y'all feel free to comment.
And she was like, I was like, what do marriage mean to you? She said freedom, and that was like mind blowing because I'm divorced. Like, I was married, and it did not mean freedom to me. And I'm like, marriage equals freedom? Like, for real? Like, I thought marriage equals restrictions and guidelines and connect you done shackled yourself to another person.
Never shackle yourself to another person.
That's what marriage is. It's a level of a shackle to that person. You connected yourself. That don't mean you can't get out, because people break out all the time.
Lord, I gotta break these chains.
You gotta break the chains and keep it moving. Some people do that, and I'm not saying that's totally bad neither. Some things you just gotta break free from. But marriage is a level of connected. We're connected, but when she said she wanted to be free, I had to rethink that. Like, hold up, because I was thinking of the opposite. So I worked real hard in the beginning to give her freedom. So if she wanted to go, she wanted to do anything you want. Even if my married mom be like, you can't do that, you married to me. But I was like, nah. Like, okay.
Yeah, I respect that. I think CK learned the art of, I don't know, subconsciously putting up boundaries. He don't do it consciously. I'm free to go wherever I want. I'm free to be around whatever friends I want. I'm free to do whatever I want. If I want to drink, if I want to smoke, if I want to party, if I want to do whatever. He gave me that level of freedom within this marriage. And with that freedom, I realized that all those things that I thought I would want to do, I really don't want to do them anymore. So it's kind of like that, that kind of growing up in the realization of understanding what true freedom is. True freedom is not the wilding out, I'm going to be myself and be independent, but true freedom is the ability to be connected with someone, love someone, but first love yourself and respect yourself. One of the things that I decided once I decided to get married, I decided I wanted freedom. I decided that I wanted to be a housewife. Totally new for me. Totally different for my personality type. Just that threw my chain of thought.
So the reason why I decided to give her total freedom, like anything she want to do, she can, and I just hope and pray for the best. But I heard a pastor teach on Lot's wife. That's the one that turned back and turned us off. And the way that he broke down this scripture, he talked about when it's in the woman's heart. He was talking about the woman, but it's also the man. If it's in your heart to do certain things, and you feel like a person that you're so, as I use the word, shackled to, you're married to, you're connected, you change yourself to, it's trying to stop you. It creates a level of resentment and anger and hate, and like, why you not allowing me? It's just my friends. I just want to go with my friends. Why you gotta be this person? Now, Now, I didn't want her to build up any type of resentment towards me. I am, I am to a certain degree. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm not a party. I don't party. I don't do none of these things. It's not me. But I don't want to force what I don't do on her because she is who she is before she
Do you
met
think
me.
a lot of mates do that?
Of course. Of course, a lot of people believe that they, especially men, they believe that they're supposed to force their woman into their belief system and do and copy and mimic them. Like we don't do that no more. But that creates that a lot's wife type scenario where she has it in her heart that she want to turn around, but he's trying to pull her along. Like no, you coming with me. But look how it worked out for Lot. She turned us off. And I've been through a marriage, and I have friends who got divorced, and a lot of them was like that too. They was trying to mind control the woman. You can't go party, you can't go drink, you can't do these things because I don't do these things. But it just created that
Rebellion.
that rebellion, and then when the wife do it, it's like a child acting out. It really be looking like it look like a teenager just wilding the fuck out. Excuse my language, but wilding out. And I'll be like, I didn't want that again. I didn't want nothing. I didn't want to see that. None of that. She's a grown woman. She makes decisions and plans, and I'm a grown man. I make decisions and plans, and I pray that our decisions and plans always will line up and we can always move forward. But at times, I'm not gonna understand what she want, and she's gonna have to do what she want to do, and I don't have to live with it, or I might not have to live with it. It all depends on how it plays out. But I don't want her to think that she has to do things strictly off of me. I know I'm going real biblical, but Jesus talked about the circumcision of the heart,
You better preach, Pastor.
the chakra of the heart. We supposed to do things because it love, not because consequence. I don't want my wife to want to cheat on me. I don't want her to want to go and be with other men. I don't want her to desire that. And I don't want her, the reason why she's not doing those things, because she think I don't whip that ass. So that's the only reason why she ain't cheating is because I don't whip that ass. No, she's not cheating because
She loves
yeah, she loves me. She want to be with me. She don't want to be with nobody else. I love her. I don't want to be with other people. I don't care what type of assets and liabilities they have. I don't want their assets. I only want my wonderful wife. And it's not because I'm scared she's gonna try to kill me, or she gonna curse me out and come at me and chase me and all that. Like that drama, that's all drama. You can keep all that. I want to live off of that circumcision of the heart. I want the heart chakra to actually flow right. That's the type of marriage I want to build, a marriage of true freedom.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go get your charger?
Yes. So, I mean, I love what he said, but going back to marriage material. So the type of person that is marriage material already has some of these mindsets. Some of these mindsets that they're not trying to control another being. Number one reason, if you have gotten to the point where you can't loosen your grip enough, if you are at the point where you are still trying to control another human being, then you are not marriage material. I apologize. Don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. But if you're not to the point where you're able to loosen some control, then you are not marriage material. If you are in a place, if you are in a place in your life where you still are unable, you have control over your sexual urges, you are not yet marriage material. If you, and this was me, when I first started learning, I started learning about the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the way that he teaches about self, family, marriage, and ultimately our world. One of the things that I love so much about that particular teaching was, for a time period, it allowed me to release the control and the responsibility of trying to hold together the relationship. And I think a lot of times with women, we feel that burden and that responsibility to hold together the relationship. And when I say hold together the relationship, I mean pay the bills, bring in the most money. We got to be ride or die. We place this huge burden on ourselves to be the responsibility of being the glue that holds the relationship together. And I honestly do not feel like that is what a healthy marriage looks like. I think man has responsibility of holding the marriage together. He is the glue that holds the marriage together. All responsibilities should be on him. Now, is that to say that two people can't work together? Obviously, we work together, we generate money together. But if I decide I don't want to do nothing else, I don't want to lift a finger.
Well, I believe that works for our relationship, but I don't think in this day and age, realistically, a lot of men could take care of the whole thing.
I'm not saying that he has to take care of the whole.
But
I'm saying if she decides, or if she quits, or if she fails, or if she loses, then all the responsibility that the relationship don't fall apart. A lot of men will be evicted if the woman loses the place.
Yeah, it's true. This is how I believe the relationship should grow. This way. A lot of times the relationship grows like this. I did this example plenty of times. And this person is bending over backwards, and this person is literally laying on them.
But you're talking about marriage now. We're supposed to be talking about marriage material.
Yes, marriage. If this is your marriage.
We're not talking about marriage.
We're talking about marriage material, I know. But you talking about, I'm thinking marriage far as paying bills and all that. It needs to be a give and take and growing together. Nowadays, we're living in a time where it really takes two incomes. When I was the only one working, and she was a household wonderful wife and mother, we struggled. We struggled so bad. It was very bad. It's because really a household needs multiple incomes. It really needs that type of.
So marriage material is they both have to have income.
Nowadays, yes.
Okay.
Nowadays.
So we got that.
And I want to address that because that's major. A lot of people wants the man to take care of everything. But in this day and age, that is very hard for a man
I'll tell you how. It's not impossible for the man. Let me finish. It's not impossible for the man to take care of everything because my husband did it. And I actually saw it and I witnessed it. What makes it difficult is we as women have particular needs. And those needs are based. Peace, love, and light, Sarah.
Peace.
We as women have particular needs. So extracurricular, what we would say, needs. Women love nice homes. That is our first thing. We deal in the root chakra really heavy. We like nice homes, which is a sense of security. And in that home, we want comfortable furniture, the appropriate dishware, the basic things that we need to operate around the home to feel good. Now, in this day and age, if you leave that primary responsibility on the man, you may have to give up some of those things initially. That's not to say those things won't ever come, or that's not to say that you won't marry a man who's wealthy, who can probably do those things for you. Peace, Nicole.
Peace.
But I think it's very, very important what CK brought, because this is a very hot topic. This is one of the hottest topics there is out there. Is in order to be marriage material, you must generate an income, a legal income, both partners.
Yes and maybe. Because to be marriage material, it needs to work. It needs to have a working marriage. And that's why I was trying to go to this. It don't need to be like this. This person don't need to handle everything in this day and age. And this person just laying on them. And this person right here, his back is breaking. That's not healthy. So when I was the sole provider, the household was not a healthy household. She had to give up things that she wanted because I couldn't afford it all, and that made me feel some type of way as a man, like I can't even do these things. It just wasn't a healthy home.
But some people would say I should have just been happy. I had a man who was faithful. I had a man who was getting out there and trying. I had, a man who was willing to allow me to sit in the home and take care of these children. So I should have just been happy. I should have had no complaints.
That's unrealistic.
So I think it's different no matter who you are or where you come from. I think it's very different according to how you accept. I was wondering why I can't comment. I had to leave out and come back. Peace, family. Peace, Caramel Delight. Who is Caramel Delight? Tell me who you are. So in order to tell her I'll send it to her PayPal. Oh, you got cash? Oh, okay. But in order to be able to be a suitable mate, you have to cut out all the extra stuff.
Go hug your friend.
So all the extra things that come hug me, Yanni. You got to have good friends around you too.
Hey.
That's Johnny. You have to have good friends around you too, because in order to be marriage material, you can't be hanging around all those sketchy people that you used to hang around before. You have to have friends that, even if they're single, still root on and respect your marriage and respect where you are in your life and at this period of your life.
Yeah, there's another thing called red flags. Please do not have a million red flags all around you. Like, don't live with red flags. So when a person is coming around to see if they want to marry you, all they see is red flags. Like, you're like, for real, like, you doing what? Well, who? You doing this? You got this going on over here. You got that. You got this. Like, damn. I don't see no room for me in this with all these red flags.
I wish I would have seen the red flag that my husband was junky, but I didn't see that red flag. So some red flags you won't see.
That's not true. She said
all red flags. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. All red flags.
I'm not junky.
All red flags. Y'all want me to turn the camera around and see his workspace?
I'm a working man.
So all of the red flags you will not see. And that's just to be honest. And this is where most people get into problems within their relationship because of the unseen red flags. Okay, most people, I would venture to say 50% of the people avoid red flags. If you know this dude can't stay faithful, he got a bunch of different women around you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to avoid that red flag. But what if the dude is able to keep him composure enough, and then you become married and he becomes abusive, and you're like, wait a minute.
I didn't see this one coming.
I didn't see this one coming.
So
all red flags you will not see coming. So how do you handle these issues when they arrive?
Yeah, I mean, you literally got to deal with them.
Yes, you can say so. Come on in, Yanni.
Oh, let me jump in this one.
Slide over there.
Because I was the one dealing with an abusive someone who was, like putting their hands on people. And within months after we were married is when I started seeing stuff. And we had an incident and I got upset. I was crying and I called his mother. His mother said to me, well, he had that problem before with his ex and, he put his hands on her and, he used to take medication for his anger. He used to go to a psychiatrist and his mother told me all of this, and that's something she could have told me before we got married. You know what I mean? So a lot of the times you have to dig deeper. Don't be afraid to ask these questions about someone's history, about their past, even ask their family members.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to dig deeper because like Monier said, people people will cover their stuff up real good. You know what I mean? And that first couple of months or the first couple of years, I would even say years, you know, they'll hide stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, they putting their hands on people, you know, even verbally abusive. They probably had anger problems in the past. They probably dealt with stuff in school or whatever else. And so sometimes you just got to dig deeper, and don't be afraid to ask these questions. Hey, have you ever hit a girl before? You know, see, ask their mother. Ask their brother if you're around them. Sometimes you just gotta dig, you know. You know, even with them cheating or any of that, you know, dig, and it's okay. You know, they always talk about those people that, you know, going through other people's phones and this and that, and people always say, if you got to do that, y'all need to be together. But sometimes, you know, people hide stuff really, really well. So sometimes you got to be a Nancy Drew, you know, and investigate. You know what I mean?
I have a friend who's he was married, and him and his wife used to physically fight. Like, they used to fight with scars and bruises and all that. And they divorced. Then he got with a new woman, and he was about to marry her, and he brung her around me. I told her first time I met her, you do know he fight women, right? I was laughing, but I needed her to know that. And then I forgot all about it. They was married for a couple of years, and she came back to me and she said, you was the only one that told me that this nigga is capable of fighting me. Yeah, and she really appreciated that I always kept it 100 with her. But there's people out there that will tell you, like, that's my man, that's my boy and all, but that dude got some issues. He love a woman, or he this, or he that. Like, people will air him out, even if they say it with a joke. Know that they got, you know, listen to the truth.
And the truth. Yeah, it's okay to do that, because in the long run, you know, that person can become a victim. Who's to say the first person they beat up, but the second person they might murder?
So number 4, you must understand that you must be able to interview their family members or close friends, someone else around them. So in order for a person to be marriage material, you must have access. You must have access to their family, access to their friends. You know, the friends who have known them, who was shooting with them in the gym. All of those folks, you need to be able to interview them and talk to them. That was one of the things that made me so comfortable with Jamal. I was able to speak to his mother. CK. I mean, CK. He don't want me to call him Jamal, which is his name, Juma. But CK. Because I had access to his brothers, his friends, his mother, people at the mosque. And even though he was no longer in the mosque, I had access to a world of information. So I knew certain deal breakers for me were X'd out. And I only had a few deal breakers. And you have to understand what your deal breakers are.
Now we got married in 3 weeks. So we married. We don't know each other, to be honest. Like, I don't know her, she don't know me. So I opened everything up. I wanted her to know the type of character, you know, you could trust me. You don't know me, but now you're getting to know me. There's no secrets, everything is open. She accessed my phone, all that. It's to the point where she put a program on my phone to record every phone call. And the way she did it was so smooth. I ain't saying she was trying to be smooth. But she was using a phone, and she was talking to somebody, and they wanted to turn the conversation into a book or whatever. So she asked me, could she put that on the phone, which I was cool with. But she listened to every conversation I have.
Not today.
And I remember those days.
iPhone, yeah.
But she put the app on my phone. I knew it was there, and I knew she was listening to all my conversations. But I was so open, and we didn't know each other. I felt like it was a need. See, the marriage, you have to understand your marriage. You got to understand what's needed. If a person is insecure in areas, you need to make them feel secure.
Yes, a person who is marriage material would want you to feel secure. If they notice that you have insecurities in certain areas, they will go out of their way to make you feel secure in that area.
So,
There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people
I had to
will tell you,
prove that I am who I am. Like, verify it. Like, here you go. But after that was proved, I took that program off my phone. Like, look, this is who I am. This is, now that you sized me up for a long enough amount of time. Okay, now let's move on, and we don't got to deal with that ever again, because now you know me. It's not like you're not reaching a whole bunch of brick walls. You ain't uncovering a bunch of secrets. You ain't finding little things, and then
but
I'm
when
coming
you
with
do
a
that, you
fancy
also have to
excuse.
be able to handle the whatever you find. And I remember a particular incident. This was like one of the biggest incidents of our marriage. He had a conversation, so the phone calls were being recorded. So he came back and he told me he talked to his ex-wife. So I was like, I wonder what that conversation was like. I recorded it. I hear her screaming on the other line, on the other side of the phone at him, and him just like kind of passively like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like he was doing anything to control her attitude. So she's screaming at him, like demanding something out of him, which was a no-no for me. And this caused like the biggest argument of our marriage in between the both of us, because I wasn't able to handle that level of access. And so that's the other thing. When you get access,
She called me a punk and all that. She thought I was being rant. I was scared of my ex. Now, I don't know how much I know about this woman, but this woman did some time. Like she got a violent history.
It's a cancer thing.
right?
If I was gonna be afraid of,
We cancers and we the sweetest people on earth, but we those people that you do not want to mess with
Right.
yeah,
at all.
but some people take it to the highest level, and my wife is one of them. I mean, her past, she shot people.
Okay. Oh my God! What is that?
No, I should say it all. Can I say one aspect?
What?
Okay, I ain't gonna go no more into that. But my point is, she is the truth, and she is a threat if you come at her the wrong way. She will stand.
Oh, he's talking about when he went and pulled my record.
She will stand and fight. I seen her record.
And I had domestic violence.
Look. She in my phone. That's the other thing. It gotta grow like this. So if you gonna be all up in my phone recording my conversations, I know about it. I know you watching. I know you listening. Okay, that's cool. That means you open up the door for me to do the same to you. So I could go into your information, go behind the doors. So we totally open. I'm open and she's open. It's not that I'm open and she's closed. That's not fair.
Right.
So it got to be just, and therefore we could grow right. So yeah, I pulled a police report. I know she did time, but I wanted to see it all. It was a long rap sheet. It wasn't.
Oh my God! No, it wasn't a long rap sheet.
When she was young, she was kind of wild. To be honest, I mean, some of y'all read her book.
People was
But my
just
point-
messing with her.
I know.
She didn't have as much control or patience
right.
as she do now.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, she's grown as a person
A
that
lot.
she can't react to everything that may happen or when someone approach her, because cancers are protectors, even of themselves.
Listen.
So in any way, shape, or form that they feel threatened, they will react instantly.
Now, what she just said, they will react. Cancers react. My wife, though, is she is greater than most. She is the greatest person I ever met.
Yes.
Anything she do is on the greatest level. Is on
So
the
what
greatest.
point are we going?
It's on the greatest thing. So
But you just
so
can't
look
mess with her.
so when she challenged when she was angry with me and calling me a punk because I allowed my ex to raise her voice at me over the phone, which I cared nothing for. I let my ex say or whatever.
And then you gonna send somebody money after they raise their voice and wild
because
out.
my child needed money. I ain't care what she said and how she said it. I was dealing with the fact what was needed. I deal with the needs. I don't deal with all that extra stuff. She could keep all that. A lot of times I just hang up the phone on my ex back then. I just didn't deal with it. But she's listening to it and she's viewing me now in a negative light. And this right here was so great that it was gonna destroy our relationship because she lost respect for me. She looked at me in a way, she don't really know me, but she like, nigga, like you are, look at you, like you allow this woman and then she gonna tell you what to do, then you gonna do it, you being ran by this, like and she giving me that. So I was like, bring it on in. I called her out. I was like, I ain't scared of my ex and I'm not scared of you. I'm gonna show you I'm not no punk. And I did everything I had to do without physically attacking my wife to bring forth her fire, her anger. Like, let it, like, come on, I can handle whatever you got. I need you to understand that I am strong enough and I am a survivor. I am a real man. I don't pay attention to what people say and how they say it. I don't care about none of that. What is the actions? What is it gonna add up to? And I know that you are a greater threat than anybody I ever dealt with based off of who you are. You are the greatest person I ever met. And anything you do is going to be on the greatest level. So when she was in her past, she used to sell drugs and stuff. And she did that on a great level. She made a whole lot of money, counted over 100,000 in her day and age. And she got that history. But to me, what that means is when a person, she didn't know no better. She did things of that with that mindset back then. Now that her mindset,
all of this work into marriage material.
But
it's because you gotta know the material that you're marrying. You gotta know what you're working with, and then you have to rise up for that. You have to open up. You have to work with it. Like if she was somebody else, I probably wouldn't have allowed her to have so much access to my phone. If it was a whole different reality, whatever your reality is, you have to deal with that. You have to deal with a person. I was trying to get to this. You have to grow like this.
So you're trying to say that she was worth it.
But you have to be able to see. But you have to be able to see that in a person because not necessarily everybody who is doing the things that I do is marriage material.
That's my point.
So not every woman out there selling drugs is a woman that you can. That is gonna change her life around and actually.
You already changed your life by the time
yeah, but that sold drugs is gonna change their life around. Not every woman who was, wilding out or just being in the streets or whatever is gonna change their lifetime. Sometimes those are red flags, and I think oftentimes I see it more with women than I see it with men. Is women think that they can clean a man up. Or women think that they can go fix this man, or they even feel compassion for this man. They may be like, oh, well, he's got a felony and nobody will give him a job, so let me work with him in this particular situation. It's different. And I'm gonna tell you a few surefire ways of understanding what you're working with if you happen to deal with someone who has committed a crime. And this is just being real because we already know how many is it? 9 and 54 or 11 and 54 black men will end up incarcerated in some shape, form, or fashion, and it's growing at an alarming rate. The more that grows, if I say don't deal with anybody who has a record, I'm really going to make it even slimmer for people to find a suitable mate. But one of the ways I want to help you distinguish, and this is something that I know, to distinguish what type of person you're dealing with is, number one, take a look at their crime. And I'm not talking about what they say. Listen to what they say. Listen to what they have, but then go downtown and pull that record. You want to know exactly what happened with that particular incident. You want to know what both sides said, what was going on, because that crime tells a lot about that person's personality, okay? My crime, if you look me up, it will tell you a lot about my personality and the way that I respond to situations. Yes, I can explode. Yes, I'm going to take it to the next level, but I'm only going to do so if I feel like I have no other options left. So that's the type of person that I am. Anyway, it's more or less from security. Well, you can get over that with a person, especially if you know you're not the type of person who's gonna push somebody's buttons till they feel like they have no other options left. I mean, of course, it's gonna be a suitable mate, but also after you look at their crime, you need to pull their prison record. What did they get infractions for? Yeah, what did they get written up? Infractions, write-ups. You'll see it on their prison profile. What was those things for? Those will tell you a lot about if that person actually worked on rehabilitating themselves while they were in prison. Also, ask them, what type of certifications did you get while you were in there? Because if you are cutting up and wilding out, you don't have the opportunity to get the certain certifications. Were they in close custody? Were they able to make themselves to minimum custody? All of that tells you about that person's personality. So I did want to put that out there. I know that kind of seems weird, like, is she telling us? No, but I'm just facing the reality of life. Statistics say that 11 out of 54 black men will be in prison, and that will continue to grow. So as that continues to grow, you need to be mindful of how to find a suitable mate.
She was ready for marriage. She had a place. She was doing everything. She cooked. She was neat, even though messy. She was neat and clean. It was great. She was marriage material. Now the question was I marriage material? Yes, I was. But then the other question is, was I suitable for her, and was she suitable for me? Was we marriage material for each other? She is great. Like, everything she do, everywhere she go is greatness. She needed a person that had enough composure that could stand in her light, that could stand with her in the light. She needed a person that could stand up to that cancerness that y'all just broke down. That emotion, and not turn and run. She was caught in a dude at one time before me, and he got wind of her fiery spirit at times, and he was like, he broke down, like, and she was like, that's so unmanly. Like, she didn't like that, so that, of course, that didn't work out. Now me, I end up being a good, suitable mate for her, even though she tried to size me up in the beginning as a punk, and I had to prove that I wasn't a punk, which caused a whole bunch of, drama. But sometimes you gotta go through the drama. Sometimes you gotta open up. You gotta open up your access of your phone. Sometimes you literally gotta go downtown and pull the record and do all the things she just described. And you be like, man, that's a crazy marriage. What y'all trying to build? I'm trying to build an empire. I'm trying to build a relationship that's strong, that's built on trust, built on truth, built on understanding. She understands me better now that we went through that. I understand her better now that we went through what we went through. And the truth is, once me and my wife, once we go through things, we don't even deal with that no more.
It's Tanya. Yeah, so it's important that you know all the details when you're talking about building. So if you're talking about building a foundation, building a life, building something, building a business, building a family, whatever it is that you're trying to build, and if it is empire status or empire in your mind, you have to determine if this person is suitable for you in the process of being able to build that. And if you're unable, if you two are not suitable, a person can be marriage material. So we could have been marriage material for each other, but not been suitable helpers to one another. So that is the other ordeal, is not being suitable helpers to one another. So you've gotten that, you've done the work on yourself, you've done the work. Y'all are dating now, you've done your research, you've asked his family or her family, you've talked to their friends on both sides, you've went and got any type of personal background checks or reports. Those things are like $2 to $6 at the courthouse, depending on how many pages. I think they charge you by the pages. So you can do all of that, do your work, and then decide whether y'all are suitable mates for each other once you have all the facts and all the information. Go into it with as much information as possible. Of course you won't know everything, because of course some people are really good at hiding well. But then you have those who you can expose certain things.
Have a conversation. Be like, I don't like. Let me meet the real you. Like,
well, we gotta close. So
stop hiding. And also, we want to try to fight for the relationship to grow like this, not like this, and not like this. Nobody should always feel like they're bending over backwards, and the other person should not always be just laying down in a relationship, just laying on us. Let me lay all my problems out on you. No, that's not healthy, and it's not gonna work like that.
Yeah, we've had friends before who start off the relationship as a damsel in distress. You know, I'm sick, I'm hurt, I'm this, I'm that, da 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 da, and strip the fire right out of the relationship in the very beginning, and then wonder why it does not last. Present your best self to another individual. Don't be fake, don't be phony, be authentic, but always bring your best self, always bring your A game, and push through any level of uncomfortability, because you know what's going to happen is uncomfortable things are going to happen in that marriage, and you have to be strong enough to push through uncomfortability in order to hold your marriage together. So if you can't
enjoy life, enjoy the time you spend with your partner. Find ways to enjoy it. Find ways, like, it's always a reason to not be happy, and it is also a reason to be happy. Focus more on being happy. Now, certain things there are deal breakers: verbal abuse, physical abuse, cheating and all of that. Lazy, not paying bills, not saying I paid the bill, but the bill ain't, just lying. Like, these things.
I paid the bill. Ain't paid the bill first.
Dark in here.
Like, these
I know, right?
Where'd you send it to?
Like, those are
real
real.
dark.
Like, come on, like, for real. Those are the ones you can't just be like thinking on the bright side when you're sitting in the dark. Like, those are the things you got to deal with. But besides that, if you're going out and the person might say something stupid, don't make the whole rest of the day.
And a person might not meet everything that you have on your list. Try to make a list of 10 things and try to have them at least meet 70%. So that's 7 of those things ensure a high probability of compatibility. So they might not meet everything. CK did not meet everything on my list. I think he was missing like 3 things. He wasn't a basketball player. He wasn't tall. He wasn't tall, and his manner of dress was not what I was expecting for my mate and my husband. So, but those were not deal breakers, and some of you
from day one, I was
will look at those things and completely. Yes, he used to look worse than what he looked now. Way worse. But no, but even those things was not enough for me to pass up a person who was a suitable mate, who I knew was marriage material. So those are things that I knew that I could help him or assist him with in the long run. Even though with my help and my assistance, he still has to have the motivation to do it himself, because I'm not going to constantly nag him every day. Did you go get a haircut yet? Did you go get a haircut? Did you go get a haircut yet? Because he's going to get tired of hearing that, and I'm going to get tired of hearing that. But I tell him when I'm fed up, like, if you do not go get a haircut, do not talk to me until your hair is cut. Period. Don't talk to me, don't kneel with me until your hair is cut, because I'm unhappy with the way that you look right now. So, you can do that. You could do that without constantly nagging. And if a person loves you, they're going to want to please you, so they'll go handle it.
Word, I would love to go get a haircut right now, but it's like so much work to do.
So we're about to go live on our Facebook page. Thank you, YouTube. This was our first YouTube live. So we appreciate you all for joining us on this YouTube live. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. All right. Peace, family. Until the next episode of The Face of Black Love. We out.
Yeah, you know, stop it.